Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to clean and maintain a computer system. What I'm going to show you today is just internally, like software wise and your operating system, and kind of optimizing that and keeping it clean. I kind of did a video like this once before on a very dirty and infected computer. I will pop that up in the top right there, so that should be popping up about now. That computer was a disaster. There was a lot of dust, a lot of dirt, dust bunnies. It was hideous. To clean that out, I actually used my dust buster. I think that's what it's called. It's a data vac is what it's called actually, and I have linked that down in the description below. But that video was a little bit different. It was highly infected. Today I'm going to show you basically just routine maintenance. So I am on my personal system now. And it is running Windows 10 Pro. And I went ahead and put the icons on the desktop of what we're going to be using today. But there are a few things besides this. You don't have to do these in any particular step, any particular order. I do because I'm kind of obsessive compulsive about things. And so I will show you the order and how I do this. So when I am completely ready to clean out my computer and do a little bit of maintenance and cleanup on the inside of it, which means scanning for spyware, scanning for malware, stuff like that, cleaning up just your history and caches and stuff like that. Now I use Windows Chrome a lot. Well, my primary is what I use is Windows Chrome. So I will go ahead and open up Windows Chrome. And I've logged out of it right for now because I don't want to like show all my bookmarks and all that good stuff. So what you do is you go up here in the corner and then you'll hit history and history again and clear browsing history. Now what I always do, I go to advanced, make sure everything is checked. Time range is all time. Now mind you, this is going to, if you have passwords stored, auto or forms in autofill, stuff like that, it is going to reset those. So if you don't want those reset, just simply uncheck those like that and then proceed. But I use a password manager that takes care of all that, so I don't need any of this, so I select absolutely everything. So once I get everything selected, I just hit clear data of all time and you're good. So on your browser that is cleared. All of your cache, all of your cookies, all that fun stuff. And it is good to do that from time to time, especially with Chrome. I love Google Chrome, but it is a resource hog. It takes up a lot of memory, so do that from time to time. So once that's done, I just close my browser. And then what I will do is I will go to the task manager and check the startup. So if we right click on the taskbar, go to task manager, then you want to go right to the startup tab here. Now I filter this out by what is enabled. You can do it by what's disabled, everything else. But I like to see what is enabled first. And what you want to do when you do that, you want to take a look at these programs. And what this is showing is every program that says enabled is a program that is running when your computer starts. A lot of things you do not need to run when your computer starts. You're just taking up memory. So these are the ones that I have running. This is for my backup. This is my LG hub for Logitech RGB keyboard and stuff like that. iQ for my Corsair headset. I have a Stream Deck, and so that is enabled to start when Windows starts. And I have the Windows security notification, which is Windows Defender, the antivirus and firewall. So I have that enabled to start when the computer starts. Everything else that you do not need to see when that computer starts, disable it. Because like I said, you are taking up memory and you're just slowing your system down, especially if you do not have enough memory anyway. So like I said, just go in here, make sure that you disable anything that you do not need to start. And then once you do that, all you do is close this. And again, that does not delete programs. There's a lot of people saying, well, I like that program. I don't want it deleted. This does not delete it. It simply tells the computer, do not start this when Windows starts. Your program is still there. Okay, so once I do that, I come on over here to Ccleaner. Now, I've heard some controversy in the news recently about Ccleaner and how there's malware in Ccleaner. They did have an issue with one version, which was a version that we are not on. We are on like version 6.06, and I can't recall the version number that they did have a problem with, but that issue has been taken care of. Do not be afraid to use Ccleaner. Now, Ccleaner, by the way, I will put links to all these downloads down in the description below so you can download these as well. And these are all free, and they are free downloads, never have to pay for them, free upgrades, completely free to use, so don't worry about that. Okay, so once you pop this up, forget about health check. I go right to custom clean. And this will kind of walk you through exactly what it's going to be cleaning. So Microsoft Edge, even though I do not use Edge, I choose most of the standard stuff here. In fact, I can probably go and check all of these, even though I never use Edge. So that's kind of pointless anyway, but you know, let's let it do its thing. And Edge Chromium, kind of the same thing. Yeah. And then we got Internet Explorer. Again, I don't use Internet Explorer. Okay, so Windows Explorer. These are the ones that I have recent documents turned off anyway. So I don't select that one. Run in Start menu. Other Explorer menu, MRUs, thumbnail cache, taskbar, network passwords. I'm not on a network, so I don't need that. And system, these are the ones that I empty here. Recycle bin, temp files, clipboard, memory dumps, check file, Windows log. I always do this for DNS cache. Some of you may be familiar with flushing your DNS. Basically, all that does is like clears any IP addresses or other DNS records from within your cache. It's totally safe to do. Flushing the cache doesn't have any negative side effects. And believe it or not, some say that it might actually speed up your internet a little bit. Not the internet speed that comes into your connection, you know, through your modem, but the way that your computer reacts to that connection, it might actually speed it up a little bit. So once you select what you want under custom clean, you just go ahead and hit analyze, and then it will go through and it will analyze, and it will look for all those files that you have selected that it can get rid of. So in this case, 2.72 gigs to be removed, which is pretty good. 2.72 gigs is not like a horrendous amount of storage space or file size, but it's a little significant. So once you hit analyze, it'll tell you how much is going to be removed. You just hit run cleaner, and it will go through and get rid of all that junk, freeing up your computer a little bit. Now, once it's removed, I like to go in and just hit analyze again. And as you can see, it found nothing except these skipped things. I'm not really sure what that's about. So once that's done, skip performance optimizer and driver updater. If you need to update drivers, never do it through a third-party piece of software. You're just asking for trouble if you do that. So go on down to registry. And what this will do, this actually clears like your registry out. And a lot of what this does is, let me tell you how you get registry stuff. And it's not necessarily errors, but if you have some programs and you decide, hey, I don't need these, and you uninstall these, well, very rarely does the uninstall of that program take it out of the registry. The registry will still point to that. And it generally never causes any issues, never causes any harm, but we will go back to, again, the obsessive compulsiveness of my brain. Knowing that that stuff's there and I don't need it will drive me crazy. So for me, it's just a little bit of a peace of mind that I got rid of the registry entries for those programs that I've uninstalled. And there's other ways that you can get registry entries also, but that's one of the main ones. So we do the same thing here, except this is called scan for issues. So you go through on that, and as you can see, it's really not detecting a lot here. So you just select them all, review selected issues. It's going to ask you if you want to back up the registry. Always a good idea to do so, but I'm an advanced user and I've done this a million times and I've never had a problem. So it's going to be my choice to say no. I'm not telling you to say no. If you feel you need to back up your registry, please do so. I'm not liable for you saying no and you messing something up. So I'm going to hit no. And then it's going to go by one, but I'm just going to say fix all. Issue fixed and close it. And just like the custom clean, I'm going to go through and do it again. Now, this one entry here is pretty interesting. I've gotten this for a long time. It always finds it. I did a little research on it once, and it was driving other people that use Ccleaner crazy because it was always pinpointing on this, and no matter how many times you actually go in here and delete it, it will not delete. It keeps coming back. But from what I read, this is non-intrusive. It's not malware. It's not spyware, anything like that. So you can just go ahead and leave it. And that is it for Ccleaner. So I close that out. And then I move on to Malwarebytes. Now, Malwarebytes is exactly how it sounds. It is a malware detector. And once you click on it, it does take a minute to come up. There we go. It is a malware spyware detector. Ccleaner, going back to that, it is not a antivirus. It is not a malware remover. It can do a little bit of it, but that's not what that is geared for. It is geared to just basically clean out junk. We don't want to do that. Okay. So when you download this, the trial version is free. Sometimes you can get those little pop-ups that are annoying and misleading, but there's a way to get around them. So once you get Malwarebytes up, you simply just hit scan here. And this will go through, it will check for updates and then scan your memory, startup items, registry, and file system. And again, this is looking for malware and spyware. Ccleaner does not do that. And I hear a lot of people all the time say, well, I don't understand how I got a virus. I run Malwarebytes. And it's like Malwarebytes doesn't look for viruses. There's a difference between malware and viruses. So just keep that in mind. If you're using this to get rid of a virus, that's not going to do the trick. You need a virus scanner. And this is generally pretty quick, especially if you don't really have a lot on your system. It will go through and scan it pretty quick. I mean, we're just less than a minute now and it's almost done. I scanned it ahead a few seconds or a little bit there just to get it to go through. Actually, not to go through, but, you know, just for it to get to that point in the video. Okay, so it was a minute, 34 seconds. Not bad. Scanned this many items and absolutely has picked up nothing here. So we are literally done with this. And so we just go ahead and close that one. And then we will move on to, we will move on to Bleach Bit. Now, Bleach Bit, I've gone ahead and gone through, since I use this a lot, and checked what I want it to remove. So you guys go ahead and do the same thing on your end, because it will be different for everybody. So you guys just choose what you want. And you guys just saw me close Firefox. I have that open for some reason, but you want to close all your browsers and any running programs before you do any of this. So once you go in here and choose what you want to clear out, you will just simply come up here, do preview, and it will go through all your files. And once it gets to the bottom here, there's a little completion bar up here. Once it gets to the bottom, it says basically once this is run, the clean is run, it will recover 261.6 megabytes of space, which really is not a lot. and it will delete 1081 files. And so once it gets to that point, you simply click clean, hit delete, confirming that you're sure. And it will just kind of do its little thing here and give you a status at the end. Sometimes it will take a minute here. There we go. Still working on that status bar up here. Okay, so it deleted 250 megabytes, just short of what it said it was going to, deleted that many files. And that is pretty much it, guys. So once you finish those three, I'm just going to go ahead and delete these off of my desktop for good measure because I don't like them there. And now I am going to restart the computer. So guys, that's pretty much all it is to keep your computer maintained. I suggest doing that about once a month, and maybe blowing some dust out of your system about once a month and running those steps, and you should have a good running, clean computer. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments section below. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and get subscribed for further content, and make sure you give me a like. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.